Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to my Thursday live stream for photo editing where you can submit your images and I edit them here live using Olympus Workspace or sometimes Lightroom depending on the camera. And also I put my image out there for you guys to edit and see what you guys do with my picture. Like one of the viewers, Randy, said, it's kind of like homework for you guys to edit my photos every week or every other day, however often I do this. And I learn as much from editing your photos and seeing what you guys do with yours as hopefully you might learn from watching me edit your photos and about how to use Workspace. And I also try to give some suggestions maybe on camera settings or composition best I can, but it's really in no way a critique. I mean, don't look at it like I'm criticizing the photo. I'm just making recommendations based on how I see the scene, how I might do it differently, but take it with a grain of salt. You know, we all see things differently, right? And finally, most of all, really Happy New Year. Today's New Year's Eve, and I think for some of you, you may already be in the new year. I still have about 6, 7 hours, about 8 hours to go before New Year's for me here. But yeah, I can't wait for 2021 just from a mental perspective. Like it's a new year. Let's make this one even better than the last, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. There's a button here for something. Yeah, there we go. All right, so Randy's here. Awesome. Dave Nelson, Lysippus, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Dave, Randy. And Lauren, good to see you. A lot of you are back from the other stream. Wow, Alberto, good to see you. And DeMorgan. Oh, okay. Let's all send them blurry JPEGs and we get jacked up and well can fix them, yes. See how well he can fix them, I think was what you meant. And Dave Nelson says, robtrek is now in my head every time I take a photo thinking, what would Rob do? Yeah. Oh my God, Ellie, go to bed. Lay down over there. All right, let's see. Hi, Rob. I think I am here, sort of, yes. Don't do what Rob would do. I do what Randy would do. Exactly. Exactly. Anything you see me here do, just do the opposite, and you'll be a great success. Yeah, Ellie wants to edit. That would be fun, wouldn't it? All right, let's see. I need to... Oh, I'm on the right screen. So... Oh, hey, first up we have Randy here. And, you know, some of you have been putting little messages down here in the file name, which is really cool. That does help me a little bit. I mean, I guess there's some limitation, like 200 characters or whatever, you can make a file name, but that's kind of a neat way to put a message in. But Happy New Year. Awesome picture, Randy. Thanks very much for sharing that with us. People have asked me how to do fireworks photos, and I said, I don't know, I've never done it before. Because, you know, it's just, I just haven't really made the effort to go out and see fireworks. Okay, that's awesome, though. Haley thinks she's been reset. Different ideas are the way to learn. Yes. Hi, Jeff. Oh, you can't stay? Well, Happy New Year. Thank you for dropping in and saying hello to everyone. Okay, so first image here is from DeMorcan, and we have sort of a wetland scene. What is that? That's moss. I'm just trying to see what we have here. Let me do a quick EXIF data EM10 Mark II with a Panasonic 25 at f1.7, 1/1000, ISO 200, single point autofocus, IBIS, center weighted average, yep. All excellent settings. Not sure why you're shooting a 1.7 though. There was enough light. I think you could have probably shot a little higher aperture. But you can see that, let me see, where is your focus point though? Right about here in the middle, looks like. Because this is a little bit blurry, and then it's sharp right here. So I think what you're trying to do is frame this scene with the trees here. And we have some reflections. Hey, Happy New Year, Darko. Um, Dang, I'm not sure what to do here because this is kind of a weird corner, this triangle. But this looks almost man-made, but it's not. It's just a tree fell down. And it's still, that's a weird tree. I think I'm going to focus on this left side here. So let me do the left side. I mean, there's some interest back here, but you're too far away to make that, I think, work. So I'm going to focus right on this tree. And I'm going to come in tighter. If workspace, maybe right there. Yuck. That's not working for me either. I just don't, dang it, I only got a minute left. I'm gonna have to go over the 4-minute limit. What if I stay wide and try to balance what's here? Yeah, that's better. It was just too busy over here, all of these trees back here. And I'm going to look at a monotone. I might go back to color, but there's just only one color in this scene, so let's work with this, add a vignette. Bicycle? What do you mean bicycle? Hello, Dawood. How are you? Happy New Year. Oh, a trek bicycle. Yeah, they make bicycles. Yes, that's true. All right, we're almost there. I know I'm out of time, but I need to see if I can bring some of the highlights back in. Put the gradation back. And then split tone the shadows. So we'll make add some blue and cyan. Maybe let's try a little bit of green. So, I mean this way. Just a touch, okay. So there's a before and after. Oh, this button. I'm already kind of rusty from just not editing for 2 days. I was just trying to simplify the image a little bit. Honestly, it's the best I can do, but it's just so busy, the scene. It's hard to... that was a tough one. maybe the only other thing would be a soft focus and then crush the blacks a little back in again. Kind of like that. I think. All right, so that's my final edit there. The soft focus kind of, again, reduced that busyness a little bit more, I think. But yeah, heavy vignette and a lot of processing there. Okay. Oops. Let's go to the next one. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh my God, you're right. We could make this like with the red and green 3D glasses and watch it in 3D. I remember that. All right. Oh, thank you, Lauren. Oh, you made the fireworks pick from 4 picks? That's interesting. CCR Green River. Oh, we have a cute little duck from Dragos here. A little bit soft, like motion blur kind of soft, or super telephotos soft. Let me see what it is. EM1 Mark II, the 4150 f2.8. None of that. Why is it a little bit soft? Everything is perfect here. I mean, I guess I'm just trying to see why is this a little bit soft? I think it just missed focus just by a hair. It's like focused, back focused a little bit. Just behind over here and not on the beak. But it's close enough. Let's this will be a pretty quick edit because animals, I always like to do a pop filter. And we can back off the color a little bit, but let's do a square portrait and then put them in the bottom left thirds. Add some vignette. About right there. And let's back off some of the color. Let's add some sharpness back in this way, maybe with this too, but just a tiny bit. We'll do 1 pixel with a 10. And let's warm it up a tiny bit because the greens are a bit strong. Let's try 6000K. Okay. Tiny bit more magenta. All right, good. And let's just pull the saturation on the greens a little bit and the yellow. What if we add some yellow? I like there's a tiny bit of yellow here happening. Okay, good. And then we'll just pull in to make the vignette a little smoother, but then bring the midtones back in. All right, let me check my sharpness again. It's a little heavy. A little bit heavy. Let's try 2 pixels. Go to 15. Pull some noise off a little bit. Oh, perfect. All right, I need to work with the tones a little bit. A little bit down here, but push it here. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. There's a before and after. So, wow. I really made that duck look brown. That's interesting how that came out. But ultimately, I like it better than the original. But I bet the original image there, the raw image, is probably more like what the duck looks like in real life. I feel like I may have overdone it with the colors. But okay. That looks pretty good, I think, in terms of composition. And but yeah, it's definitely a brown duck. Man, I'm not crazy about how brown that is. But if I turn off the filter and then bring the saturation in this way, that looks a little bit more natural. And I'm going to have to work with the tone curve a little differently. I think that's a little more natural. Now it's not so brown. Okay, now I'm happy. All right, cool shot though. Let's see what we got here. This is from John Follows. I have a tree on a hill. Man, I don't like hills. But let's see, we got a 12 to 45 Pro f4, 12 millimeter f5.6, 1/60th ISO 250. Not bad. And you did an ISO bracketing, 2 frames. Interesting. So which frame did I get? It'll tell me if I highlight here. No. Okay. I think yeah, this won't be too hard either. Just soft focus it. And let's crop out the left side of the image. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Wow, it's just too, that's why I don't like hills. It's too heavy on the left. Okay. Pull this in. Add some saturation. Let's make it warmer, about just a little bit warmer. Pull in some vignette. Flying fish, Happy New Year. Tiny bit of, well, let's do sharpness instead. And I'm going to make it really dark. Bring up the reds. And the green, but more in the shadow area. Oops, too strong. Right there. Okay. Maybe pull the reds down just a little. I wish I could. Let me go back to this channel. I'd like to just bring the one tone up a little bit. I'm having a little trouble spotting it, but I think I don't like hills as a candidate for quote of the year. It's true. I don't like hills. I don't like climbing them. I don't like going down them. I really don't like taking pictures of hills because you can't make them straight. They're always they're permanently crooked. All right, I think I'm done here. Let's see how we did. So there's the before and after. You know, the left side of the tree is very distracting. And I appreciate all of the gnarly kind of moss growing at the bottom. But I think cropping in and highlighting that so it fills more of the frame and you can see more detail works a little better. And then just pushing the reds and greens a little bit individually with the tone curve and soft focus. And I think this looks a little more surreal. I would do a little bit of light painting in Lightroom if I was doing this in Lightroom, but this is the best I could do in Workspace. Okay, so great picture, John. Let's see what's next. Wow, another tree picture from Ivan. Interesting. Let's see the EXIF real quick. EM5 Mark III, 40 to 150 Pro with a teleconverter, wide open at 56 millimeters, and f4 1640 with ISO 1600. Yeah, you definitely could have shot this at ISO 200 because that's only that's only 3 stops down, and your shutter speed would have been what? 320, 160, 1/80th of a second. So you could have shot this at 1/80th of a second ISO 200. Sequential shooting 2 frame, that's interesting. So maybe you're doing exposure bracketing here. ISO 64, is that right, Randy? All right, this is going to be another one of those surreal images where I push the reds and greens because this one has kind of the same vibe to it, right? So we'll soft focus it. We'll pull this in right here. And I'll have to think about a composition here. We're pretty close, I think. Let's try 6,000 again. Maybe and a little bit less on the greens, a little bit more magenta maybe, or not. Maybe less magenta. A little bit more. And I think compositionally, let me check the other settings here. Let me add some vignette. Just check a vertical shot. Okay. I think these two trees are the most interesting in the scene. So let me adjust the tone curve accordingly. Come down there, come up here, come up here. All right, let's push the reds there, right in this area. Push the greens a little bit here in the highlights. Wow. A bit more. Pull it down. Right there. Okay. Just move this over a tad. And let's go with a much stronger vignette. What am I? Oh, out of time. All right. I could spend a little more time on this, but I think that's all I need to do. It's just a little bit too green. Add another touch of magenta. Okay, so this is another scene where there was just way too much information. Much like the, gosh, all the images today, the shots are too wide. And you know, I'm the crop meister, right? So I have to crop into what are the most interesting things in this image. And this tree here on the left is blocked by this tree here. So I cut that tree out. I'm sorry, this one. And then this tree is doing nothing for the scene on the right. So we're down to just these two trees. I would have liked to frame it a little bit tighter off the top, but since I ran out of time. And then I just played, there's still too much green in this image though. So I would work, if I continue to work on this, I would pull some of the greens back in the trees and make it more orange. And just give this it just needs to be I would have to spend some time here. I don't like all this like greenish yellow here. I would have to spend some more time on that, but there we have it. Let's see what we have here. One from Des. Oh, this is awesome. It's already been edited though. Trying to think. Let's see, just a quick, yeah, no EXIF. It's a really nice shot, Des. You have this boy front and center, and this fence line is leading up to him, but I think this right side is not that important. Although it does lead all the way to this part. I think editing-wise it's done. It's just a matter of composition here. I'm wondering if a vertical might... Might be a little stronger. Eh. Maybe something like that, because in the frame, he's so far away in the frame, it's just hard to see him. I'm just not sure the best way to frame this. Maybe like that. Oh, stop it. Workspace keeps jumping the frickin' composition around on me. And then maybe just a tad less saturation and more. Oh, is this your kid, Des? I think I mean, the image didn't really need anything. I just thought I'd try and offer a different way to look at it. You know, on the left, you know, you have the kid front and center, which works great as it is. But as an alternative, having the fence lead into him over here to the right side, putting them on the right side, is just another way to kind of think about it. So I don't know, but yeah, it's nice. Okay. Because usually, you know, when the lines are leading to a subject in this case, right? But then you still have half the frame filled with other stuff, not leading off to a different subject here in the back of these trees and cars over here. So that's why I kind of did it. You just want one subject in the image and just ignore all this on the right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Captain Craig. I have a sun. Oh, that's probably the moon because we can see stars here. So we used a Sony 7M3, 24-70, so all top of the line gear here, right? Well, not top of the line, but good stuff, good gear. 1/3 of a second, ISO 4000. Wow. So I'm going to assume you were handheld because you chose such a high ISO at 1/3 of a second. If you were on a tripod, you could have chose a lot lower ISO, I think. But we're looking at a JPEG. You put it through Lab 4. I guess you mean DxO Lab, right? Before sending it. So yeah, it's a nice clean image. I'm pretty sure this is the moon. So not sure what else I can offer here. I mean, I would consider a vertical. Today's like day of the verticals, right? I would consider a vertical too, like this. And that way you can get you can see a little bit more of what's going on. When it was wide, everything was so tiny, but cropping in and making it a vertical lets you see a little bit more. Oh, let me show whatever John Langford's trying to show. It won't let me show a link. All right, sorry about that. Maybe a slight tilt. And a little bit of dehaze. That'll crush the blacks and bring the clouds out maybe. Same thing with clarity, but it is a JPEG, so yeah, I'm starting to get a little banding when I mess with it. But yeah, I think that's it. The processing's pretty much done. So there's a before and after. Yeah, I think the vertical works better for whatever reason, because you can see more of what's in the background, what's in the foreground. Not that the one on the left is bad at all. If it was full screen, it'd probably look just fine. But I think this works well right here. Now you can really see the mountains in the background, and so I would shoot this scene. I would definitely shoot this scene as a vertical if I was there. All right, let's go to the next one. You're welcome, Captain Craig. Thanks for sending your image in. As always, I thank all of you for sending your images in. It's always challenging for me, and like I said, I always learn something when I edit. EM10 Mark II with a 14-42 kit lens at f3.5, 1/60th. Yep, single frame, all good settings. I might have dialed in just a tiny bit of exposure comp, like a negative. Let me see if the clouds have any yeah, there's some depth in there. So I'm gonna go with this filter. And yeah, I fixed your wide angle. That's right. Let's add a little more saturation. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the split toning here. Let me just bump it a little bit brighter. And then definitely some more reds in the mid-tone. And definitely some more blues in the highlights maybe. And in the mid-tones a little more yellow, not that much. Maybe in the shadows. Work with this red again. I like this red on this scene. And a little vignette. Dang it, I'm not happy with this blue tone. Let me pull this out. right there, and then a little bit off of this. Okay, now that's better. Okay, compositionally, maybe just a little wider. Just come in right there. Hmm. This is a tough one to compose from the angle that you took it at. What I would have done is I would have come a little bit lower on the scene and looking up a little bit more at the fish. And then filling the frame. That way you can get a little closer to this one fish and fill the frame with that one fish a little more. And then this will be up higher, and then these will be fade off to, so I would have got lower and closer to this one fish, and that would have still let you frame everything in if you get lower. It's tough to say though, because I wasn't there. I'd have to see how it looks if I did that. I'm just trying to imagine if I was there what I would do differently. But it's kind of a neat picture. All right, let's look at the before and after. So yeah, definitely going wider to make that one fish in the very front larger in the frame. Because over here it's just a little bit too small in the frame. The sky is taking up a lot of the space. So I want this fish to be the main subject of the frame. So I would have got a little closer and a little lower and then angled it differently. But I think overall that's not a bad edit as far as, you know, getting the colors and everything right. Okay. Let's go to the next one. And we have, oh, this is a snow-covered tree with a street light here. Interesting. EM10 Mark II, 4 to 150. Oh, excuse me. 1/20th of a second, ISO 1250. So not bad. Not bad settings. If you're hand holding. Oh, thank you, Marcel. I feel like, well, let's just get the white balance right. And let's go, I don't know if I should go here. Let me try right there. Wow, that's super cold. How about here? That's not cold enough. All right, that's close enough. Let's bring up some gradation. I might have to go black and white because these colors behind the tree are a little bit distracting, and going black and white would fix that. Let me take a quick look. Monochrome. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then we can push the tone curve. Whoops, not this one. Just a heavy vignette. And let's crop a little bit more. Let's bring this up and over. It's just weird. You have this street light here, but then there's light coming up from the bottom, creating these upside down shadows. What if I do that? That might be disgusting. Hold on. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Some dehaze. Go back to monochrome. Honestly, that's all I can do. Maybe a little more brightness. Yeah, this needs some flames, right? Okay. Let's do a before and after. All right, so yeah, the challenge with this image is there's no subject, and the patterns are so chaotic, you really can't enjoy the patterns of this tree. They're just, everything is there. So it's really a hot mess in terms of the picture itself. There's just nowhere for the eye to land. You know, it's like, it kind of goes to the brightest part of the scene, which is in the, but it's behind the tree, right? Because the street lamp would be a lot more interesting than the snow on these branches. You would use the street lamp, make that the focus or the subject of this image, and then use the tree, the branches with all the snow covering it as just sort of a not pattern but texture to accentuate the street lamp, right? So you have texture surrounding this artificial street lamp. And I think that would have made a little more, you know, like again, I wasn't there, so I don't know what composition you could really get. But I probably wouldn't have taken this picture because there's just nothing for the eye to land on here. And having that bright lamp in the background doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so that is, oh, Magrat needs some meds, huh? Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Dave. No, that's the two of you, Rick and Dave. God. All right, Image Writer. Anyway, those are my thoughts on that. Maybe this looks good to some people, but this didn't work for me, this image, the way it is. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Ian. Man, you know, you can't be a photographer unless you go into a helicopter at least once in your life and take a picture. So now, Ian, you are officially a professional photographer now, because you are in a helicopter. This looks a little distorted though, almost fisheye-like. Let's see what you used here. EM5 with an unknown lens. So I don't know. It's really wide angle because it just feels like there's distortion here. But okay, let's see what we can bring out, because I want to see the instrument panel. Because, you know, landscapes are a dime a dozen, right? But this instrument panel in action, like it's actually, this thing is flying. It's not in a museum. This is where I think the subject is, in my opinion. So I'm going to do that. And let me go to a natural color, see what that looks like. Oops, my timer. It's the, oh, okay, it's the Ollie pancake lens. So the 9mm pancake lens. Okay, that makes sense. I wish I could bring a little more gradation out, but I cannot. So I'll have to use a tone curve way down here. Wow. Whoops, what did I do? And I'm pretty sure none of these, there's no keystoning or nothing. Yeah, all the keystoning, everything is turned off. Okay, let's bring in, actually, you know what? The dramatic tone filter is awesome on this kind of picture. Do we have dramatic tone? Ah, there it is. Yeah, there we go. And let me reset this. Just give it a little bit more. And compositionally, I'm going to come in just a hair. Got the guy's foot and hand right here, though. But I'm going to cut off some of his hand. This 4x3. And just come in maybe right there. Give it a little, man, it's really level. That might be too tight. Let's try 16:9. That's a little bit too wide. How about a 4x5? No, 4x3. We're fine. We'll just come in right about there. Maybe there. Oh, chop the rotor blade. Top stuff needs to go. Motion from the copter cause image blur. Yeah, it's tough. So your only option is to use a fast shutter speed. I think I'll leave this one here. I can actually I can crop a little bit off the left side. Right there. All right, let's go a little more. Wow, that feels really cramped. I'm not going to go that tight. I'm going to go right there. All right, I'm going to call, oh, I'm out of time anyway. All right, so let's see how that came out. All right, yeah, again, the filter did most of the work, the dramatic tone filter. And then I just tweaked it a little bit from there and composed it. What I might do in Photoshop, if people don't like this blade, you can brush that out really easily if we spend a little more time. But now we can see all the controls. To me, when the helicopter is actually flying, or the airplane or whatever, the car is driving, the most interesting thing in the scene usually is the instrument panel, to me, because it's actually moving in action. Unlike, you know, in a museum, when all these things, all the dials, half of them are gone anyway, you know, stripped out. And the ones that are left are off. You know, it's not very interesting, but this is a much more interesting shot. Okay, let's go to the next one. Much improved. Oh, thank you, Lauren. And Dave says, if you're going to cut down the live streams to do more photo walks, just make it so we left coasters. Oh, over there on the, don't have to get up in the dark. So I think about this time makes sense then. Like between 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock my time. Like the times that I did today are pretty comfortable, I think. But we'll figure it out. I don't know. This shot here, this is kind of interesting. A lot of patterns here. EM10 Mark II with a kit lens at 34 f5. 1/80th of a second. Okay, not bad. Decent settings. Oh, you sent it in 10 minutes ago? Okay, I'll take a look. Ugar. I like the architecture of this image. You know, I'm an architectural kind of guy. But this is very distracting, this part right here. So let's work with getting that out first. And then from here, let me see if that works. That kind of works. Oh, lag and stutter. Yeah, you know, I'm seeing that too. Let me, I'm going to reset my Wi-Fi. So you're going to have to reset your, refresh the page. Okay, and about within a minute, just refresh the page. Let me just take a little quick, because that's what I did last time to get this thing to work. So I'm going to disconnect and reconnect, but you have to refresh your page. Connect. Okay. All right, hopefully that worked and you guys can see me now. Let me, so just refresh your page. Of course, if you didn't refresh your page, you're not seeing this message now, are you? Hopefully you saw the one before I disconnected. All right, I'm gonna go black and white. And let's see, let's try dramatic tone in black and white. Nah. And this is a JPEG, that's why that didn't work. All right, so let's go monochrome. We don't need any filters there. Ton of dehaze. It needs a little straightening, it feels like. Let's go there. And let's split tone it here. Here. Like a nice bluish. A little bit more here. And pull a little bit there. Some vignette. I didn't break the stream at all. That's interesting. I need to fix something here. There. Okay. All right, I think that's it. So let me show the before and after. We still having trouble with the live stream? Maybe I think it's my internet connection this time. But here we go. The one on the left side, the original image, is really interesting. I feel like it almost stands on its own, but you got this thing in the bottom that's throwing it off. This is just so out of place. So going vertical also helps give that scale of the height of this, because this is really a big structure. So I wanted to kind of just emphasize that. And then split toning black and white, just to, you know, why not? It didn't really need to be, but I think that works. No, I have Verizon. Verizon has been 100% for a long time, but this week this is the second time I've had a problem, right? It seems okay now. Okay, yeah, it's a local problem I'm having, definitely, Rick. Let's see. This is from Jacob Lindner. Wow, I haven't seen this person before. This is a new submitter here. So EM10 Mark II, 14 to 42 kit, all the way out, zoomed out, 1320. Yep, all solid settings there. Okay, so I think what I'll do here is I'll just go wider. Happy New Year, Jerry. It's 2020, huh? Awesome. I still got 7 more hours before it's 2021 for me here. All right, let's narrow this in and come in this way. Maybe come in a little bit tighter. Like so. Ah, that's too tight. How about that? Gosh, why does that look so funky? What if I come up? So I want to get the cars on the left. Let me try that right there. And that's too high. Let me just get that. Let me just go right there. So I'm thinking the way these cars are all parked is interesting. These numbers on the, I guess these are the garages for the trains, and all these tracks, and then these tracks lead into the scene. There's a lot of good elements here. There's something's not quite right, but I'm gonna go with it. Let me try one more time. You know, a vertical might be right, Lauren. I'm gonna do it. If I do a vertical though, it's gonna be on the left side. Let me just explore this idea. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, the tracks are not straight. Well, this is not too bad, actually, right here. Somewhere right in here actually works. I think Lauren is right. Because I still get enough cars and enough of this building. I don't like this one track going in and out of the frame, though. Let me see if I can get one. we need a slight tilt. I'm losing the cars. I like the cars myself. What if I just get that left track out altogether? How about right there? No, now it's too heavy on the left side. So yeah, we need to be right there. And the other filter I might consider is this one. Yikes. Let's go with that. And just tint it. We'll go the other way. Let's make the skies cyan. The ground. Yeah, everything looks good on my end now, Rick, as well for the live stream. But there was a few minutes there where I was getting yellow warnings. I'm gonna pull this in a tiny bit there. Push it here. And some vignette. Oh, I'm out of time. All right, I'm gonna add some vignette and call it. All right, so there's a before and after. So yeah, I just went very dramatic again with a split tone. I don't know what I would do differently if I were there. So you're probably standing on a bridge, right, over these tracks. So your point of view is going to be pretty much locked into this. So I think you did the best you can. I don't know if I could have done anything different. And with the kit lens, you're already zoomed in all the way to 42 millimeters. So the only thing I'd recommend is zoom out and take a wider shot so you have more options to crop in and compose this. Because zoomed all the way in like this, you're very limited to how you can compose the shot in post-processing. So think about maybe next time if you take this shot again, do it wider, and then see what the possibilities are for composition, and then go back and do a tighter shot. That would be my advice there. Okay, John, you'd say Happy New Year. Yeah, you were struggling too, huh, Jack? That's your picture? Oh, Jacob. Okay, Jacob, awesome. Yeah, so you're standing on a bridge, and you know, so I would do the wider shot first, and then look at what the possibilities are. That's the kind of scene you have to go back to a few times to kind of get the right shot, because there's so much going on at the same time. All right, Alberto, we have a macro shot or close-up shot of a flower, and I don't think I need to do much here. Let's just do vivid. And oh, let's look at the data. I don't think this is the 60 macro, is it? Yeah, it is the 60. EM10 Mark III with a 60 macro f8. Yeah, all pretty solid. 1/6 of a second anti-shock single frame. Man, I would have probably tried, unless you were using a flash. We're using a flash? No, no flash. I'd probably do silent shutter just to eliminate any possible shutter shock when you're working that slow on the shutter speed. Spot remove the black spots. Yeah, I'll send the picture over to you, Lauren, and you can do it. How about that? Oh my God. Unless you're not kidding. I think you're kidding though. Okay, it's done, this image. Let me just add some contrast. Let's do a little dehaze. That'll give us some good contrast. We'll pump up the sharpening. Turn off this noise filter. And vignette. And oops. Let's see, RGB. Let's pull that right there. And then I want to warm it up just a tiny bit. That's too warm, my God. 4600 maybe. Well, I got a dropper here. Let me just do that. Okay, that's might have been fine the way it was. That's about all I can do. It's already cropped in really tight. And what if I do a low key? That's not right. High key, soft focus, normal. All right. Gonna call it there. And there we go. I mean, I know a macro shot is supposed to be all about the details and everything. But the soft focus, I think, just, you know, the image on the left side is just a little bit, because the pedal's so dirty, meaning it has all these speckles all over it. I'm just trying to minimize that distraction and going to soft focus. And now we can kind of see the flower for what it is, and we're not just staring at all the speckles so much. Because that's the biggest problem I have with this, is this flower is so just dirty. It's got pollen all over it, dirt or sand. So the soft focus doesn't eliminate that. It's still there, so it's still like a real flower, but it definitely minimizes that effect. Okay. Oh, my neck. All right. Let's see, we got a couple more here, and then I got to download one more, it looks like. A little soap and water. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is a shot from Lauren. Look at this goat just smiling and looking at the camera. I'm not sure what to do with this, Lauren, to be honest. What did you use this time? Your Nikon? No, your Olympus PL8 with your 45 millimeter. 1/200th ISO 500. Yep, no complaints there. Gosh, I don't know what to do with this one. Testing out the 60 millimeter. Yeah, it's a great lens though. Definitely needs practice though. Just like a telephoto, a macro, you need to practice, right? I'm gonna add a little bit into the shadow area and vignette it. And maybe a little more vignette. Let me try gradation instead. And then we'll pull this back here. Make it a little warmer. Just come in a little tighter. All right. Push it. These two are so funny. I know they look like buddies, don't they? They look like friends. I'm gonna call it there, Lauren. There's not much for me to do. So just a tighter crop, basically, right? We don't need to see all that fence. We just need to see the animals. So I'm just minimizing that, and then I just did a little bit of processing to taste with the shadows, you know, my normal stuff. All right, that's a cool shot though. I love this though. They look like best friends. All right. Let's see what we have here. We have like a museum shot from Jose. Is that Jose? Yeah, Jose. What do we use here? EM1 with a 7-14 f4. Oh, I have this lens myself. f4.5. ISO 1000, 1/8000th of a second. Wow. Man, you can really hand hold pretty well. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, these guys, these kind of shots, I feel like they're, I'm gonna go this image a little bit too cool. Let me see, there's a filter here I want to try. Let me try this and then warm it up. Oh, not that much. Right there. And let's make it wider. Coming off the left. Did you shoot it on an Olympus camera, Stephen? Because when I go in the Lightroom, I usually find a few more shots. Yeah, it's a short runway. All right, I want to bring up some of the wings. I think, yeah, we're okay. All right, I think that's it. So I didn't do much. I just cropped in so we could get a little tighter shot of the plane. So 16 by 9. then warmed it up slightly. It's just a little bit too cold, this image. And then adjust the tone curve so you could see more of the shadow areas, and that's it. Okay. Let me go into Lightroom and see what else there is. And I know I got another one I'm supposed to download. No, I don't see anything new here. And Ugar sent in, all right, hold on. You see this one here? I did this one on, what's today? Thursday? I did this one on Tuesday. I edit this picture. So check the Tuesday stream for how I edit this. I don't know where it was in the stream, probably near the end. But I did edit this picture for you already on Tuesday. And I don't see anything else here. So let me look in Lightroom. But you tell me, Stephen, is your picture here or not? I just don't see it. Okay, let me go to Lightroom. Oh, thank you, Alberto. It's a very minor edit, right? Hey, Jonas, how are you? Happy New Year from Finland. It's 2021 there already. Awesome. Happy New Year, man. All right. Let me pull this up. This is the original image here. Well, the original image is on the left, and then all I did was make it black and white for the thumbnail on this video. So this is not really my edit. But that's the image on the left side, the original. And let's see, if we go to here and synchronize. If there's nothing in here, then we can go right to the viewer edits. You're cooking some crab and cheese bites. Ooh, that sounds really good. Turn this flag off. All right, so if I make these red and do this, go back here. So I'm going to just double check because I think I got all of these. I did all of these. Ah, here's one. Maybe this one's Steven. Let's see. No, this from Dawood. Okay. So that there's one from Dawood. So sorry, Steven. I don't see anything else here. So let's develop this. And so Panasonic G81 at 75 millimeters, 1/2000th ISO. Wow, why ISO 4000? I don't know what your motivation here was for all these settings. That's really, you could have easily shot this at ISO 2000. But anyway, I'm sorry, ISO like 200, because snow is usually really bright. So it's just snow with a little house on the background, or a huge house, I should say. But I don't know. Let me pull some of this highlights in, brighten it up. Well, if I click auto, it'll do most of the work for me there. Just pull them in a little bit more. Let's do an auto align. Not much action there. And then let me reduce some of this color noise right there. Yeah, a little bit of regular noise reduction. Let's just sharpen up the edges. Okay. Dawood says a lot of snow in the wind. Okay. I see. I see why you chose 1/2000. Okay, that makes sense. But what lens were you using? Let me see. 75 millimeter. Oh, the 75 to 300. I see. Okay. Man, I'm kind of at a loss what to do from here. A little more shadow detail. Let's just soften it up. Maybe give it a little more warmth. And okay, Lauren, we'll see you later. See you next year. Happy New Year. A little bit of vignette. This doesn't hurt. Let's do that and feather it. But I'm a little bit of a loss what to do compositionally, except to get rid of the right side of that tree, but then the fence is really taking up too much of the scene. I'm going to go right there and call it right there. Excuse me. Sorry, let me hit my cough button. All right, so I cropped in probably a little too tight, but the idea is just to kind of soften up the scene and bring in some of the snow and the colors to be a larger part. I mean, the snowflakes to be larger in the frame. Although that's not really necessary, except there's just nothing over here on the right side. So I might have cropped in just a tad too tight. Let me come out. Something like that. But okay, let's go to the viewer edits. I didn't get Dave Nelson's TIFF picture. Oh, you know, I did see one file that got corrupted somehow during the upload. Let me take a look at it again. Let me go to a list. This one. That's Dave. That's the viewer edit, I believe. Yeah, I don't see anything else from Dave Nelson. Oh, there's, what is this? Oh, okay. Steven, well, you're here, Steven. I can just download that. And this one I did. All right. So we'll do one more quick one on this bird here. Let me just resynchronize this again. Okay, Dave. Yeah, we'll catch up on Sunday on yours. I'll do this one real quick. Let me just click auto and a little bit of color noise in here. We'll just take some of that out right there. A little noise reduction, some sharpening. Wow, there's not much detail on this dove, is there? Let's pull this back. Let's add a little clarity. Tiny bit of dehaze and texture. And a little bit more warmth. And then just square frame it and I'm done. Come a little off the top. Let me work on this sharpening just real quick. And there's some aberration there. Where's my defringe? Let me try this one more time. Defringe right here. All right, close enough. Some vignette. Okay, definitely a little bit of vignette, then I'll be done. Right here. And then feather it. And just push the shadows a little bit more. And the exposure. Okay, so we'll call it right there. Reset that. All right, there's the before and after. The image is a little soft. I didn't really look at the... I mean, your settings look okay, so it might be misfocused slightly, or it might be the lens is a little bit soft. I'm not familiar with Sony lenses. But this wasn't really a difficult edit. Otherwise, right? Just warmed it up a little bit. Oh, that's cool. Randy, that's pretty cool. The Air. I can't believe you have an Air A01. I can't believe that. All right, let's go to the viewer edits. Right here. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry about it, Ugar. If I see it again, I just tell you. I did it the other day, and, you know, you can just go watch that one. It's no big deal. It's not like I'm forced to edit it twice, right? Okay, so the original image we saw, right? It's so let's see. This was from Alberto. Okay, Alberto. So this is good. I think you said you use whatchamacallit, Capture One, right? I'd be curious to see if Walter's edit, because I saw Walter's name while I was skimming through, if Walter's edit looks similar to yours. But this is a clean edit, right? And the reason that it's so swirly, I was using that 25 millimeter CCTV lens, so it makes the corners very, very swirly on this. Oh, the lens was made in the 80s. Okay, that's why it was so soft. Okay, that makes sense. And then this was oh, this is interesting. This is a really, really tight crop. This is from Ian. Wow. Okay, Ian. Wow, that's tight. I just don't know what I'm looking at if it's that tight. You found this very hard with workspace. Really? And Dave, you knew it was the CCTV, right? Yeah, definitely. And then whoever this is, they exaggerated the effects, but now it looks like the time tunnel from the 60s. Oops, why did I do that? I meant to let me get rid of this sidebar. I meant to see who it was. This is Joni. Okay, Joni, that's cool. So some minor desaturation and then exaggerating the swirly effect, but only up here. It doesn't really come down here. It's just right up in here. So it's like the time tunnel. And this is another edit, basically just straightening, right? And then working with the saturation to get it just right. So it's just a very clean edit. Let's see who this was. Here we go. Matt. Okay, Matt, good job. Nice clean edit. Yeah, it's kind of spooky, right? Oh my God. This is like fisheye overcorrection or something. But look how far away the dude looks with this vertical crop. That's pretty interesting. Huh. Wow. And then that swirly effect is almost gone now because everything's pushed back so far away. Who is this? This is from Stephen Page. Okay, Stephen, not bad. Interesting how you did this. And this is going full on Dutch. I think this is more tilted than it was originally. What's going on here though? So it looks like you tried to center this corner going. So I see there's a line here. So you're using this line from corner to corner and trying to center it. Maybe that's what you're doing, but I'm not sure I like this edit too much. It's just, I mean, the processing is good though. Definitely good processing. Okay, Walter, good job. Good job on the processing. I just don't know about this Dutch angle. It's just so tilted. Yeah, I'm not liking the strong angle, but I like the processing. And this one is, yeah, this one is totally straightened out. Black. This is similar to what I was trying to do with it. And you kept all the swirly bokeh kind of effect. So I think this kind of works. Alberto, good job, Alberto. This is very close to what I was doing. Silhouetted the guy. I don't know if I still have my edit done. I think I reset the editing I was doing. but this is pretty close to what I was doing. And this is another person just exaggerated the swirly effect, but this time they didn't stop where the bridge is. They went all the way around, right? Top to bottom. So this is definitely time tunnel effect. So let me see. This is from Dragos. Okay, Dragos, cool. And then normal processing otherwise on the color. Ooh, I like this. I like this very, very, I don't know, kind of bleach bypass kind of look to it. And then straightening it out, you know, helps a lot, right? At least for me on this image. So this is from De Rosario. Okay, husky footage. Yeah, I like this one too. I think this is my favorite one so far. Ooh, wow. So somebody brushed the guy out and made this look like the middle of fall when it's actually was dead of summer, I think. I forget what the date of this was, but everything was green. Now it looks like it's in the fall. So this is not bad. Let's see who did this one. Affinity Glow from John Follows. Okay, John, interesting. And that yellow vignette, that's different. Happy New Year. What is it? Is it New Year's Eve already in England? No, it can't be. Gotta go in a minute, so Mags and I wish you a happy and safe... Oh, okay, yeah, Happy New Year, Rick. It's in about 15 minutes for you guys, right? Or is it an hour away? I'm not sure. Yeah, this is a good edit. Nice and clean. Kind of a soft black and white. And this is from Kilowin. Okay, Kilowin, good job. Good job straightening everything out. Ooh, wow. What the heck is this? This is like... This is interesting. I mean, I don't like these kinds of edits, but it's still, I find it interesting. It's almost infrared-like. Interesting. Okay. So, Gold Negation by John Follows. Okay. Another one from John. Holy smokes. How the heck did you do this much correction? This has got to be... Oh, you didn't correct the distortion. This is a mirror image, like Deb O'Connor used to do. You split it right here and then brush the guy out. Because now we have a bench here and a bench here. All right, that's cool. This is cool. All right, Jack, good job. You finally hit the deadline. That's funny. All right. Yeah, I like it though. It's definitely very... You made a vertical shot wide. Made for Robert is Trekkies. Happy 2021. This is probably Marcel, right? Because he's been doing that like artificial fake lighting. Yeah, Marcel, good job. Really good job making this look like, you know, the light source. He's been really good at that. That's something I'm terrible at. But Happy New Year, Marcel. Thanks for doing this. This is cool. Yeah, Marcel is the master at this technique. I'm going to have to try that. This got to be Marcel again. Right? A little bit too much dead space here. I'd give it a little more luminance down here. I mean, on my screen, on your screen, it probably looks okay. And that's something I need to do a video on, is about calibrating your screen so we can all kind of see this sort of the same thing. But the way I'm looking at it, I can just barely see anything here. I feel like it just needs a little more splash of light here. But still a great edit. Yeah, good job, Marcel. I think, man, I think this from Marcel is my favorite now. But okay. Oh, I feel like I saw this one already. Yeah, we did. Oh, wow, look at this. I love the colors here. It looks very film-like. It looks a lot like a film camera took this. This is great. I like this one. It's from Serge. Okay, Serge, good job. Good job, Serge. All right, the flames, that I know this is Dave, right? Yeah. This is the character from the Fantastic Four. That's cool. You didn't like my guy silhouetted, so you're gonna put the flaming guy in. I'm just using an old AOC monitor. It's very old, but it's still working 100%. Yep, flame on. Good job. Okay, this person brushed out the guy. And this crop, this is an interesting crop. I kind of like this crop in the sense that now you're kind of eye level with the bridge, right? Like you're about to walk on it yourself. Instead of taking a picture of the bridge with somebody walking onto it, it's kind of like a reverse where you are the one walking onto the bridge. So this crop, at first I said, you know, for the first few split seconds, I was like, you know, but now when I look at it, I'm like, it's growing on me. This is not bad. This is from DeMorkin. Okay, DeMorkin, good job. I definitely see, yeah, and you kept the swirly part, but I definitely see where you were going with this crop. This feels a lot more like I'm walking onto the bridge myself rather than taking a picture of the bridge and somebody walking onto it. So that's an interesting reversal. That's pretty cool. I like what you did with that. This, all right, this is just taking the swirl to the next level, right? And then, wow, I didn't know there was any color left to be brought out, but this guy's wearing a blue shirt. Good job on the processing. Okay, there's another one from DeMorkin. Yeah, I don't like this one anywhere near as much as the last one, but it's still kind of interesting. And this got to be DeMorkin too, because you're the only one that brought out the colors of this guy's shirt here, right? I bet this is you again, DeMorkin, and you kept a swirly. Yeah, definitely, Dave. I think he definitely nailed the crop, because all the other crops are pretty much what you would expect, but his crop, I didn't see that coming really. Yeah, definitely. This is DeMorkin. This is like what everybody's doing, right? They're cropping in right near the base of the bridge, leading into the person. Wow, this is weird. This is like a diorama kind of effect, right? Miniaturization. Oh, excuse me. This is okay. I'm not digging this. These Dutch angle, kind of weird angles are not working for me today for some reason. But you cut out all of the swirly, then you just added blur. This is like totally different from the original image. Let's see. Okay, Phil, Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year. Yeah, you got rid of the swirl and added blur instead, and then this crop is just crazy. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's not terrible, but I'm just not a fan of this edit. But you did do a lot of work to it, definitely. All right, I'm gonna guess this is Dawood, because you've been cropping in like down to like 2 pixels, but this time you cropped into the top center. So this is almost like a, I don't know, fine art kind of image now. It's like a painting or something. Let me see who did this one. Yeah, I knew it was you, Dawood. You cropped in really tight. I thought that first one that was cropped in tight was you, but it wasn't. But this one definitely. Um, interesting. Interesting. Some people might really like this kind of look. Um, if it were like a real painting, but since this is a photo, I don't know if people would say they'd want to buy it if it was a photo. If they knew this was a photo, they probably wouldn't want to buy it. But if they thought somebody painted this, they'd be like, it'd be like $1 million painting, right? And okay, this has got a little bit of a filament look. This is almost like another Surge edit, but it's very sepia. I don't see Surge doing a lot of sepia. Oh, okay, Dawood, okay. Not bad, not bad. Good processing. Oops, I think that's the last one. All right. Man, this is, there's a lot of crazy edits in here. I mean, really interesting. I don't know which one I would, turn off this metadata. I mean, Dave with the Fireman, the Fantastic Four. You say go with the flames, of course you do, right? That's your edit. But I kind of like this one by Surge. It's kind of filmish, but this one by DeMorcan really just, I don't think it's the best looking image, but I think it's the best edit. You know, I really like this edit the best in term, or the best crop. Like I don't think it works as a photo, but it still works as a crop. It really is so different than what the original was. That definitely had the biggest change. And this was interesting with the splits. Yeah, tough for me to say. This is very much like what I did with it. And then, yeah, Marcel with the lighting, amazing editing. I'm gonna say I like DeMorcan's the most for me personally, just because of how different the picture is now. It's so different than the original. But you still like the flames. Yeah, the flames were awesome. Okay. This guy, right? Oh my God. That's crazy. All right, we're going to call it here. I know it's almost New Year's Eve or New Year's Day for a lot of you, so I don't want to hold you out from your parties and things going on. But as always, you know, thanks again for being with me today and sending your images in and editing my images. It's always a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed and have fun with the edits that I give you. I certainly have fun editing yours. I will be back on Sunday, God willing. Thanks again. Happy New Year. We'll see you guys again soon.